Hello, welcome back to BSLIVE. In this video, I will explain to you the whole process on how to create this augmented reality Neytiri. It is actually animated, and this was actually originally a scan model on Sketchfab, and I thought, okay, maybe I should try to make this animated. So I got it from here. It's by Reverse Engineering. He actually have, what is it called? Reverse Imagineering, and I forgot what's his actual name. Okay, Wesley James. So he scanned this 3D model of Neytiri from Avatar the movie, from Disney Animal Kingdom, photogrammetry model taken from 90 photos. So this is quite high resolution model, but it's kind of static. So I decided, okay, maybe I can do something in Blenders to bring it to life. So yeah, you can actually still download it. It's quite big. I think maybe around 100 Blender. Let's see, I'll be using Blender 2.81 official. So the model itself, if it's already blend, is about 50 megabyte. This took me around an hour to do, so can be less. So the final model is actually, oh, it's not this one. Let me just tidy up a little bit. Drag and drop blend, and then just hit open. So this is the final rig. So this involves a little bit of rigging, so I will explain what's happening here. So the model from Sketchfab coming in just like a normal OBJ, and I think I clean it up a little bit. So here's the whole animations. What I did wrong and could be slightly better is if the bottom part should not actually move. So I think I rotate it slightly here with this bone. I should make it more static. But you can see the bones, the way I set it up is basically, I actually didn't start with the face. The face and the details was added much later. So I started simply by drawing the joints from the chest up. So 1, 2, 3. If I'm using the different type of bones to display, so you can see clearly. Yeah, just this control over the arm and such. The placement of the bone itself is what matters, and I'm using the Blender place bones inside the volume of the surface, and that's actually make the whole process very easy. I didn't do the face like I said. I only do up to the head, and I thought, okay, the head is a bit static, so I decided to add more bones around the face. And this is actually really interesting. So the way I basically follow the edge loop that I think it will kind of move. So like around the upper eyebrow, lower eyebrow, and this brow area, that's quite obvious. What's not really obvious is around the head up here and around the jaw. So I I did add that a bit later. This is, and then there's this upper left, upper right lips. This is actually working quite well. I didn't have the one for the inside, but this actually works. And the nose, so that's kind of working. That's actually pretty good enough. It's not like a complete set of rig. I can move the ear, so that's, and the whole thing, the whole skinning is actually automatic. And yeah, it's not much really. The whole thing can take really fast. Okay, for the area for the face details, I'm simply snapping the bones on the surface compared to the one that Let's put for the neck and the body. It's all, I'm using the volume. So the way I simply go to edit modes, and then when I'm placing the bones, I'm ensuring that this volume is turned on, snapping to the volume. Instead of face, we use volume, and then we just go click, 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 and it's gonna put the bones inside it. So let me try. So if I shift A, I created the bones. The funny thing about Blender bones is that that's how you do it. So if I delete this, shift A, it's gonna create these bones, and you can select the middle part of the bones, and then you can start moving this guy and place it into the volume. So turn on snapping. So let me try to demonstrate the process. So I create this first bone, place it inside the body if you can. And then I continue by extruding and extruding just like that. So it's really, really fast. Make sure you select only the top part of the bone, extrude, place it in the volume, and then you pull it up for the neck. So the neck area should be pretty easy to do, and you just pull it up. So yeah, that's basically the whole process. And then once you do that, you just skin the mesh into the bone, Control P with automatic weight, and Blender will calculate everything. And then once you have the joint, the mesh skin to the bone, you animate it, and then you go File, Export. So here I have this Blender USDZ export. This will actually work as well, but what I'm using is the method of exporting to GLB, and then I'm using USDZ convert from Apple. So I could actually try to demonstrate the process. So Sketchfab, we first Imagineering. Let's see what other model is fast today. I kind of want to do this Snowman. It's kind of cute. Pinocchio, okay. Dumbo. So let's download the model. OBJ gltf, just download gltf. Snowman looks pretty cool. Download the Snowman. This will take, Snowman is faster, a minute, Dumbo 3 minutes. Let's do the Snowman. But I often say that Sketchfab has a lot of really good assets, and for example, let's try scan from Madame Tussauds and then just find the one that's downloadable. You can use Snoop Dogg or Elvis Presley or Bruce Lee and Jackie Chan, Obama. You pick one, and then you just rig it for this kind of statue, you know, this kind of scan of a bust. You simply do the chest and then the head, and that's actually all you need to do to make it work. For example, let's try this Tom Hanks. This one is actually downloadable, so this one seems pretty easy to do. We can fix the orientations in Blender. Download 3D model, gltf. Snowman almost done. Tom Hanks around 9.3 megabyte. Snowman is pretty big. Let's wait a bit of, okay, 30 seconds remaining. Okay. Just wait a bit. This podcast is actually quite interesting. It talks about some kind of VR environment, how things like Epcot, like all kind of like Disney World type of entertainment is all like it's almost like made for AR or VR. You make like a virtual world. If you play games often, you kind of get used to the idea of virtual world. But for common people, Disneyland is probably, or even like Universal Studios. Anyway, let's import the gltf of the Snowman, and let's try to rig this very quickly. It should come with the texture as well. Okay, so normally it comes like this. It's pretty dirty, so we need to probably clean it up very quickly. And this guy is inside the locator. This is actually created by Sketchfab. The way I clean it up, okay, select all by type mesh, select one, Control J, join them, and then we're gonna go to the front view, try to orient this properly. That seems pretty good. Control A, all transform, and then right click, clear the parent and keep transformations. Select all by type empty or null, X to delete. So the Snowman is clean. Snowman, file, save as. Save it into a folder, blend Snowman, save. Let's look at it from the top view. Okay, it's not correct. Just grab it and place it. Control A, all transform, delete it. Okay, this is how he got set up. That's this little snowman looks like an owl. But let me show you. Okay, Shift A to create armature objects. We got a single bone over there. Let's see, viewport display should be at the front. And this snowman is still made up of many parts. So I'm gonna go to edit mode. I need to clean up the snowman. It's quite heavy as well. Select mesh. We're gonna actually just right click and then merge vertices by distance. Hopefully that cleans up the model a little bit. And this guy is too high res, so I'm gonna go to decimate. Decimate it by 10%. Wait for a few seconds, apply. So that's pretty fast. Done, save. File, save as. So I save a lot. Go back to the armature. You can see there's this armature. Usually for the bottom part, I have a single bone. And now let's place the bones on the volume. And just start pulling, extruding the bones. So this is for the bottom part. Luckily he doesn't have leg. Put this over there for the chest area, maybe the neck area, and then the head, maybe the hat, and maybe he got his nose. So pull the nose from the head. Actually, it can be separate, and then you can reparent it later. But I'm gonna pull it from the head anyway. Yep. And we have the little one. Let's pull it. Something like that. That will work. You get 2 hands, so 2 arms. Okay, so you can see the bone is nicely placed inside the snowman. Now if we go to object mode, select the mesh, select the bones, Control P, automatic wave, it will gonna work. If you have more time, you spend a bit more time with the bones, you add IK control, you name the bones properly. But for what I'm doing, for this purpose, you just want this snowman to animate. So this is kind of done. Let's check it out. Select the armature, select the post bones. Hopefully the one at the bottom is kind of, yeah, it's moving a little bit, right? It's got a bit of influence from other bones, but you can fix that later. Select all the bones, hit I, keyframe, location, rotation, and scale, and start animating. So I have the default pose, and then I can start moving this guy. We can turn on something that's handy, auto IK. Auto IK can work depending on what you're doing. It tends to move the whole thing, so turn it off for now. Let's just animate this guy moving to the left and moving to the right. Now let's do that. So we have that motion. It's kind of cute to see all this 3D scan being animated. It's moving back and forth. You can copy this keyframe. Oops. Copy the one in the middle, duplicate it. It's a really nice way of working. And you can perhaps also move this little one. So little one try to counterbalance. Keyframe. Keyframe it like that. And maybe the animation is not perfect. So you can, probably the little one needs to, at the moment this looks weird like this. You should probably follow like that a little bit first before he counterbalance. So like that before he moves. Oh well, animations, you shouldn't rush animation as well. So even though we're kind of like skipping the modeling part and rigging, animation takes longer time. So it's almost like a stop motion now. Now if we're gonna export it anyway, this one export, so 80 frames of animations. File, export, GLB. Save it as Snowman. Export. Then Snowman and go to the desktop. I should have named this properly. open up the USDZ convert. Okay, maybe the file size is a bit big, but once this is done, okay, rename this Snowman 2. Okay, it's rendering the frame. Now we have the GLB. With GLB, it's you can check the animations using gltf viewer. See, this is the result that you can send to your friend, to your friend's iPhone or iPad. It's gonna work as USDZ, and you can to add a little bit of interactions. Animation is already done. So that's the whole process. It's pretty simple. Yeah, hopefully you find this useful. Let me assets again on Sketchfab. Feel free to give your rigging practice, animate it, speak to the owner of the asset, and they say, hey, I made animations. Give them some credit. So yeah, hopefully you find this interesting, and I'll see you next time. Thank you. Bye.